I'm certified. I'm a certified professional data science AI, but that's just education.
Right.
But I did that because with my innovation, which I'm working on a couple of years already, people didn't take me seriously, not enough, because I didn't have the background.
Right.
But now I have also the knowledge about it. So basically, what I expected to see, and what is possible with AI, I did that education just to make sure that my vision is correct and feasible.
Okay, interesting. And how long does that education or the study of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, that was half a year on the university, Open University in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands. Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And the only thing what's very important, what I would say that I learned is two things. There is no information in the sense that we think is information. Information is the reduction of uncertainty.
Right.
And the more uncertainty you reduce, at a certain point, you get something like it informs. It takes forms.
Wow.
So if I would say your name, then there might be 50 people in the world with that name.
Interesting.
But then if I say it's in Toronto, then maybe there's just 5. And if I tell you your birthday and your telephone number, then it only can be you.
Right.
So that's information, not in the sense that it's truth, but it reduced all uncertainty about who this person can be.
Interesting. Okay. My next question is, could you explain the specific AI technology or models you have worked on?
Yeah, we had to make some. So I did a case study.
Okay.
And that was basically just to prove that personal data, the creation of personal data, will lead to more information gain than if the creation of the data is done by platforms. So basically, I can prove that the information gain, which is basically the reduction of uncertainty, or in entropy, in the information entropy, it reduced the entropy. And the more data, in, I would say that's the data of the gravity of data. So you have the length and the width. The width is how many features.
That's the width.
The width, the width. That's the amount of features.
Right.
Then you have the amount of data points. That's the length. But then you have, so if you use that, you get metadata. I would call that's the depth.
Wow.
So the more information you get about this, the more uncertainty, the more entropy, information entropy you get, the more entropy you reduce. And that brings basically the depth.
Right.
So now if you would have the width, the length, and the depth infinite about a person, you have your digital twin.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm a founder of a company called UX Labs, and our thesis and what we're doing is we're building voice AI solutions for brick and mortar businesses.
For?
Brick and mortar businesses. So, give an example. One of our first use cases is we're developing a conversational AI agent to help take orders in fast food drive-thrus. So eventually when you pull up to your favorite fast food brand, Tim Hortons, or any other kind of brand, be it a burger chain, etc., our AI system will be able to take your order accurately and effectively and humanize that conversation with less errors and we like to say better peace of mind for the team member and the owner of that business.
You won't believe it. I'm here in Canada, and my cousin, he showed me Tim Hortons, and he says always crowdy, always in waiting in line. And I thought, while they wait, why not collaborate? Because the thing is, we can learn from history, and that's basically ChatGPT is learn from history because it's not new.
Correct.
It's not future text. We can learn from history. We can learn from the present, and we can learn from our projection in the future and how we project and why we projected and why it didn't came through or why it happened what we thought. So then we can basically theorize. So we can theorize and we can learn. So we can, I would say, we can learn from cause and effect, and we can improve like efficiency, where you work on more efficient. So when people are waiting, and you were talking about a meeting conversation about taking the order, but if you extend that you communicate and you interact with that, not for commercial reasons, but for the learning of the global people, we have challenges ahead. So why not learn from every individual?
Correct.
So if an individual would sit there and just wait, it could chat verbally, get that information. So it scans a QR code like now the conversation starts. That conversation is recorded, coming back in text. So the person has also the conversation, when it is an interesting conversation, has that log, so it can learn from it, doesn't forget.
Absolutely.
And now it chats basically with the intelligence of the people. It feeds this intelligence, it gives reflection, and now you get the interaction. And then a person that knows a lot about history and thought about it can verbally give information, new insights. Somebody in the present or somebody in the future. I'm a visionist. So I would always chat about new things. But the thing is, these new things are not in there yet. You could call it ideas. You could call it innovations. You could call it anything. But the thing is, it's envisioning future. And the thing is, if I envision something and you hear it, maybe it makes sense for you, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't mean that it's incorrect, but if it makes sense for you, now it's more or less like it's not insane. And now basically you get all kind of people without doing anything. In the sense that things we don't work. We just
absolutely. Wow.
Our minds.
I'm a CEO of a company called Quaka. We are an integration solution for businesses, for restaurants. We automate online services with their POS system. We automate their online services, online delivery services with their point of sale system. So what typically happens is when you order food through Uber or DoorDash, like you walk in a restaurant and like on the left side of the cashier you have like 5 iPads. Typically what happens is that they have to punch in the order from the iPad to the point of sale manually and then go to the kitchen. There are 2 problems with it. First, when the restaurant is super busy, they have to hire a separate shift of a worker just to be a link between them. And the second, 30%, typically averagely, 30% of orders are translated wrong. So like they're human error, obviously. Maybe you won't get a pineapple in your pizza, right? So we eliminate that. We integrate everything in one. There's no more. You don't need 4 iPads anymore. It all just goes in one. So like, cool. Yeah. The only thing is like we have full control. So like, for example, if you don't have a pineapple, you can just say, hey, no more pineapple, and that pineapple goes like sold out or like out of stock. You can't really choose that for online deliveries. That's it.
And you're building it, or
we are already at the seed round right now.
What is the challenge?
Sorry?
What is your challenge? What is your challenge? What is your difficult point?
Right now we are expanding to North America. We are integrating with Uber, DoorDash, Skip the Dishes. So like we are at the stage of integration in the local market, the local deliveries and the point of sale system providers. So we just started like 2 weeks ago. We're just in there. Right now at this point we have 800 integrations worldwide.
Okay. Can I have your email address?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I'm going to send you an email also. I'm working on the internet, which is independent, doesn't need platforms. So imagine you would have an app, a delivery app, where individuals, humans, collect their own data. So restaurants and users, the people that buy it, it's their app. That would save a lot of intermediate cost, but also innovation like this would be much easier to adapt. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you would do this, you could just start in somewhere in the world with some restaurants and some people or whatever, and then just trigger that out, and then you spread. You don't have to ask Uber Eats to do this, because the restaurants would say, hey, that's great, because that saves us a lot of time. And it would be better for consumers, because they will have, like, I don't know exactly, but the pineapple, it's not there, and they will know, so it's less misordering. They will decide if they want to test this feature, and they decide if they roll that out. Now you have a second party, a third party like Uber, and they might have an agenda, which is basically saying, oh, we don't want that because this is interfering our business model or our monopoly. Okay, so then this innovation would liquidly flowing much easier in the ecosystems. You understand? I think that's correct. Is that correct?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so that's an example why we need that internet, which is not led by platforms.
I get it, but at this stage is because we are like, I get what you're saying. It's in the future there is a possibility like it, but in the stage of us, how can I say it? At this stage, Uber, DoorDash, and Skip the Dishes, for example, they have such a big impact on the society. Everybody knows about it. Like I can tell you, hey.
No, I know, but you're talking about the impact. The thing is, what I'm saying, if you would be able, as restaurants and as individuals, have a software, an application, which is doing exactly the same, but the data is stored here and not in their platform.
Okay, I get it. So everybody will get their own server kind of thing, but maybe like a small version.
So it could be that Uber is still making software, but then you use their software because they make better software, not because you are already a user.
And then they have access to all this data. Amazing.
And then you have a lot of better recommendations. So and now they have a little bit. Uber has a little bit. Deliveroo has a little bit, and then you would have all the data, and then all the recommendations would be much better because you have less biased data.
I get it.
And you, as an inventor or an innovator, you don't need a third party to ask, can we use this? You ask the restaurant, and then you could start with one restaurant, and then you would have a grassroots innovation.
I see. That's very interesting.
Super.
That's super
nice.
Cool.
So this was okay. So I'm working on that.
So you're looking to privatize the data pretty much. That's your venture.
Exactly. I call this the private data governance instead of the platform data governance.
Okay, interesting.
For everybody better. Also for sustainability, because now the data is running on that data center, is running on that data center, is running on that data center. The AI models are more expensive because they have less data, so it's more difficult to get information out of it. So their data is also their data model needs more electricity, but they all do that. So they need more, but they need many more, like more